to be cops. Like it just happened.
Well, they basically invented the police force. They all came over, just like the, Italians invented the American obesity problem.
That's true.
They came over here and they're like, what if we fucking eat too much? What if we become a fat piece of shit?
I feel like there aren't fat people in Italy. I feel like that's an Italian.
yeah, it's
American.
an
But they
Italian
invented breadsticks.
Something
when they got
happened
over here.
on the ship.
Cheesy bread.
No, basically there was one ship carrying all the fucking Italian immigrants to America, and the ship
collided.
it didn't collide, but basically it got stranded in the Bermuda Triangle on the way here, and they all tried to eat the fat guy, but he overpowered them, and he ate the rest of the Italians. And so he got to America, and it was up to him to repopulate, and create the Italian American population.
Yeah.
So luckily, he was still digesting all the people, and for a long period of time on the ship, because he didn't know how long he was going to be lost at sea. Instead of just outright eating people, he tied them down, and he actually, that's where the cement shoes came from. He encased everyone's feet in cement, and then he would suck off all the men and eat the cum. And so
for sustenance.
Well, yeah. He was living off so that became like an Italian tradition, is to live off of semen out on the. So he was eating all the cum, and then eventually he ate the people, and he got to America, and he had to create new people. So he threw up all the cum into
a pussy.
Well, his own ass, which had female reproductive organs in it, which is another feature of Italians, is that
they have both.
None of the men have actual assholes. They just have vaginas.
Yeah.
Where their asshole should be.
So they can't shit.
Wow.
They actually just puke out.
So was that
their
throw
shit.
up? Was that cum throw up? Was that what Alfredo sauce is?
That's what Alfredo sauce is, and so that's where all Italian Americans come from, is this morbidly obese man barfing cum into his own pussy ass.
Yeah.
And that's the history of
What was
Italians
his
in
name?
America.
Giovanni Ribisi, right?
Yeah, it was Giancarlo Portapati.
Yeah. This is the history of our city that we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know. Honestly, I hadn't heard that before. Too.
Yeah. So
And then where did the mafia? How did that play
out of his ass.
It came out of his ass.
Everything came out of this one
The
guy's
Cosa
ass.
Nostra came just pouring out of his ass. Paulie Walnuts, like they all just came out of his ass.
Well, Cosa Nostra, that's actually Italian for black semen.
Oh.
Yeah, Cosa means cum and Nostra means black.
Yep.
Oh.
So everybody who's in the mob, they all suck off. They would get the special kind of Moorish semen that made them, sort of embrace
Athletic?
crime.
More athletic
and
embrace crime.
Yeah.
So like a North
Cheat on their
African
wives.
semen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it's
making
Othello was about, the Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
Well, I don't read books.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a book, it's a play.
And I especially don't read plays. That's the gay version of books,
Yeah,
which
that's
are
a gay
already kinda
book.
gay.
A play is a gay book.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that was a great little lesson.
Yeah.
So the mafia, so all this stuff came out of the guy's ass.
Yeah. Mafia is actually it's it's shortened over the years, but it doesn't stand for La Cosa Nostra. But Italian guys would come over to these gangsters. They would go around New York and they'd be like, hey, my friend, fuck me in my fucking ass, and it became my fucking ass, my fucking ass, my fucking ass, yeah, my fucking ass, mafia,
My fucking
So that's where it comes from.
It's my fucking
Yeah,
ass.
so they would be soliciting sex.
Gay sex, specifically.
Yeah, that was the original crime. That's why it's called the original sin. It's Italian men going around trying to pay other men to have sex with them.
Do you know that there's never been a gay Italian guy ever? I read that. You know who told me that?
In Italian. Yeah.
I was going to guess Racine.
Well, that's
Mike
basically
Racine.
where Italians come from. So
That's good, man. I didn't know that shit.
yeah. Well, it's like they've never made a movie about that. Feel like that could be
That guy is out of
Scorsese's next project.
Yeah, I mean, do you hear there? You see movies about good fellas. You see movies about Godfathers, but you don't really see movies about this guy puking up all this cum and
what
putting
Rolling
it
Stones
into another
song do
man's
you
ass.
think Scorsese would use while he's shitting out cum?
Brown people,
White sugar.
white sugar.
Yeah. Pie sugar, the way it makes my hair so fine. Oh, pie sugar. Yeah. Getting paused up.
Pause.
Bug chasing.
Did you guys ever?
I was talking about that. Bug chasing is a fetish. I kind of was looking into this the other day.
Oh, people that try to catch AIDS?
People try to catch AIDS, but it's such a bizarre fetish to me.
Is that a real thing? I feel like
it's a real thing, but it's like you only get AIDS once.
Yeah.
That's like a one-shot fetish.
Can't you get different kind of strains? Can't you get like super AIDS?
That's what somebody said to me on Twitter.
There's a thing. There's a thing now you could just take and not get AIDS. PrEP,
but it doesn't. It actually is. It's like antibacterial soap, where it's just creating this fucking one super resistant strain of AIDS.
Damn. Oh my god! So there's gonna be super AIDS.
There's gonna be super AIDS. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Who do you think is gonna be the first guy to get super AIDS?
Who's the gayest guy alive?
No, the first guy to get super AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Brandon Wardell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah,
I don't know. We give him a hard.
I did ask who the gayest man alive is.
Yeah.
Dude, wouldn't that be so annoying? He's like, I have super AIDS. I have to do Conan by the end of the week before I die.
Yeah.
You know? And everyone's gonna be like, oh, here's a Kickstarter to get Brandon on Conan because he has super AIDS.
What up, fam? I'm dying of AIDS.
Anyway, I went to a Justin Bieber show the other day.
You know he would still be doing that. His last week on Earth. He'd be going, I went to a Sprite remix party sponsored by fucking Hamtaro, and I met the bitch from I don't know. I don't watch the Disney Channel. I don't know how the fuck he knows all these people
Because he watches it.
30 years old, still watching fucking Hannah Montana or whatever it is.
He's 20. What is he? 24. He is. I forget that he is young, like a little bitch. But the point is,
He's not that young.
Fuck Brandon.
He's the age I was when I started bitching about how young he was. You know, so he's not fucking young anymore.
It's true.
I would love for Brandon to go like bald or some funny old thing.
Yeah.
Like to happen to him.
Well, he already had one old thing happen to him. He's rich. It's an old thing that happens.
Should we rob him the next time we see him?
Let's do it.
I'm down.
How much money do you think we could steal from Brandon?
He's spent it all.
Huh?
He spent it all on like
Ubers,
Uber, and candy.
Yeah.
He does get a lot of. He like orders like every flavor of seltzer.
Yeah.
Just like that's what his seltzer budget is more than rent.
Yeah.
Dude, he doesn't keep cash on him though, so I don't know how we could rob him.
No, he'd find a way to rob us. Can I split this Uber with you?
Yeah. Wait.
Fuck
Just that video of the baby laughing slowed down?
Yeah.
Sounds just like
Yeah, that's exactly him.
Man, I am fucking beat. I don't know how to podcast this week.
No, we did good. This
was fun,
okay.
dude. We
It's
talked
all right.
about bad teachers.
It was better than that last one. That
Yeah,
last one was a
but
piece of shit.
I'm glad we did this.
I might
today.
upload it anyways as like a bonus.
This was bad.
Don't upload it.
Why? Why the fuck not? There's shit. I think there might have been something on there that was okay.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't
You're
matter.
right.
It's not like it's embarrassing.
If it's bonus, then like they're already getting one that we could say.
It's not like we had a dick measuring contest and the ruler won. You know,
That's true.
Yeah, we had one and I won, but it got edited out by accident.
Oh, Sav and I were talking about
How big my dick
about
is.
the surgery.
Oh yeah, dude. As soon as you can get a realistic big ass.
I
dick,
really don't
I'm
want a
getting
big
one, dude.
dick.
Shut up, dude.
I feel like a man of the people
Shut
with
the
my tiny
fuck
peen.
up. I bet your dick isn't. Here's something annoying. I bet your dick isn't even that small.
No, it's fine.
I bet
nice.
it's kind of meaty, unfortunately.
It's got a little meat to it. Especially, well, you know what makes it look bigger is that I'm so skinny. You know?
True. Yeah, I gotta fucking lose weight for my dick's sake. I wonder if I could just
the perspective.
if I could just lose weight around my dick.
I was watching a video of a. You say if only I could, as if losing weight is like
I
not a
can't.
thing people.
It's
can do.
impossible. I'm too busy. I got too much on my
I'm too
plate.
busy eating. I have all these. It's like an alarm goes off on his phone. I was like, oh, whoops! I gotta get that new Gordito Crunch Wrap.
I'm on.
I can't wait till Hollywood is like run out of babies to play Spider-Man. They're like, we need a bald one, and like Stav comes back 6 months later ripped. We need like a
love it.
bald, nearsighted Spider-Man.
I would love to fucking get ripped for a project.
Yeah, it's
Just let
funny
me
is
out.
you would look pretty awful if you weren't fat.
I think I would look very cute.
I think fat suits you.
Yeah,
Too.
I just never not been fat. There's no
you
way
wouldn't
to know.
be. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to pull off.
I mean, you'd
I
look
could
like
pull
your
off
brothers,
I'm-
basically, right?
First of all, I would be cute as hell at any weight. I love myself.
You would look
and
like
I'm not-
absolute shit.
and
if you
I'm
weren't
not gonna
fat.
let you fucking bully me and my body.
Your brothers
Okay.
are cute,
My brothers are cute.
and they're kind of svelte.
yeah,
you know,
Nick,
they're not like
Nick is in good shape.
He's like a PhD in PE, right?
Yeah, he's got his like masters in working out.
Ooh, my man said he's a push-up doctor. My man said he done read a book on pushing up.
But yeah, I agree. I would look good. Thank you, Nick. Anyway, what else do we guys?
No,
want
I
to
said
talk
you look
about?
bad.
No,
I said you would look good.
I would look good. We all agreed. So anyway,
I wonder how Adam would look real fat. I'm kind of the Goldilocks of the crew. I'm perfect. I'm right in the middle.
You mushy little
bad
bitch.
posture and
stomach cancer.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so glad that not only can I not renew my Medicaid, but the penalty for not having it doubles this year.
I can't wait.
What is it? $700?
It's like $900 something is the maximum penalty. It's assessed like monthly. So I had health insurance for half the year, so I'll pay.
Why can't you just say you had health insurance all year? How would they know?
Because it's reported to the. Oh, I guess I could. I could
You
lie.
could just lie. I think people do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well. Because fuck them, dude. Honestly, fuck them. Fuck the government, dude.
I'm not paying
Honestly,
for Hillary's drones, baby.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for his drone.
Well, you know what I don't want to pay for is, like, speaking of bug chasing, it's like there's these people out there that just do that, and like that pissed me off. I was like thinking about it, and it's like, all right, well then that does kind of annoy me when I can't afford fucking health insurance, and I have to pay it. I have to pay this penalty to support people.
I'm sure that the impact
trying to get AIDS is pathetic.
How many people do you think?
The impact of
literally hundreds of millions of people.
The impact on the healthcare market has been devastating.
Yeah,
by bug chasing.
I wish Trump would bring that up, dude. If that could be his last minute thing.
Mexicans
by the way, bug chasers, do you know about this? And then that's where he leads us.
Someone said it's real.
Has he done anything like real homophobic yet?
No.
Not really, right?
No.
God, that would be awesome.
He really hasn't talked shit.
He is kind of gay.
He is. He's super gay, dude.
Yeah.
Everything's fabulous and
wonderful,
fantastic and wonderful.
And gold ass.
And he's a bitch. Like when he's mean, he does it in like a bitchy kind of way.
He rolls his eyes.
He rolls his eyes. He's like, she's a very nasty woman.
Yeah, that is exactly.
What a nasty woman. By the way, Hillary, I know you're speaking, but what a nasty woman.
I was laughing with somebody the other day about how funny it would have been if when she was like,
with us.
In fact, I like to call it trumped up trickle down. If he was just like, that's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
It's very gay.
Not even like that. He's like, that's fucking stupid.
That's so fucking gay.
Yeah.
Who came up with that?
I don't know why he didn't think to do that. Come on, Donnie.
He's not sharp.
He's not one. He used to be.
Dude, the Republicans, I guess the other guys were easier to stooge around.
I think
Little Marco.
if Anthony Weiner has fucked this up so bad,
He hasn't. Relax.
Yeah. Nobody
Trump
cares.
wins.
We learned that over the summer. Nobody gives a shit
about the FBI probe,
Nobody cares. Nobody fucking gives a shit.
his polls
at
have
all.
gone up 6 points
So what?
since the scandal.
That shit always
I don't think people fucking care.
No one gives a fuck.
Nobody cared over the summer. One of those Podesta emails could be like, "Oh, we're all go for Operation Murder Vince Foster," and people would be like, "Wow, I can't believe this." And then
No, people would be like Slay Queen.
yeah. I'm so glad that she murdered. I would love to murder. Did you see the fucking Lena Dunham and the rest of the girls cast did an enactment of the Stanford victims' letter?
What?
Yeah, the Stanford rape victim. I guess Lena Dunham had to make a video where they read it because
Oh, Jesus Christ.
it didn't have enough impact on its own. We gotta get some Lena Dunham in there so people really understand.
God damn it, dude.
Scary. Very scary.
Man, that shit is just like Lena Dunham. Just like you're just rich. You're just a rich person whose parents were fucking connected in the industry that you work in. You're not particularly talented. It's fine. Girls is fine, I guess. But your whole fucking life, you've had every advantage in this shit, and you just make this. It just like stop fucking. Why the fuck does Lena Dunham keep getting shit, dude? She's annoying.
You know what
She's
the
rich.
worst? The
Same
worst
reason
part of
I
it
am.
is,
Yeah.
is that people say she's a comedian. She's not funny.
Yeah, well, nobody knows what a fucking comedian is.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that don't do stand-up that I would regard as comedians. I don't think you have to do stand-up.
I would.
You know,
I'm a snob about that shit.
she's just not a comic.
Whatever, dude. Fuck Lena Dunham.
Yeah, and honestly, it's
Except
the
put me on
bravest
girls.
thing in the world to go on stage. If you don't have the courage to do that, then you don't deserve to be called a comedian. I mean, when people get all territorial about comedy that way. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up here.
Cool.
I think, folks.
Yeah, we did it.
Yep.
Fine.
Yeah, it's all right. We had a couple of good weeks. A lot of, I'll be honest with you, a lot of your cards got declined. All right? I understand, I was a pizza man myself for a long time. But there was one thing I did spend my money on when I was a pizza man. I made sure I had money for it. It was my Xbox Live account. And this is the same thing as Xbox Live. We're talking about, it's fun, it's online, it's racist. This is basically Xbox Live, so don't fuck it up.
Yeah, and listen, the quality is dipped because those cards got declined. We could have done a good ass episode, but until those get back up, we're not going to be as fun.
Don't worry, I'm gonna pull Ace out of my fucking sleeve, and I'll call somebody as Seth Dickfield. That'll be the premium. That'll be the actual premium, like we did when we did Too Much Blow, and that episode sucked a dick.
Yeah.
And then I had to do a thing to make it better.
Yeah, you did the Dickfield.
I'd like to do. By the way, why can't I get in on this Blow episode?
A few months ago.
We're just worried about your health, dude.
Dude, I'm healthy, dude.
What if we just gave him Fun Dip and told him it was cocaine?
This is the best cocaine I've ever had. You guys have any more?
You got to use the stick.
Well, that's it for this week, boys, and probably mostly boys and 3 women.
There's a couple. We got a couple of dames, a couple of broads, a couple of cum dames,
a couple of holes. Everyone's a cum boy.
Yeah. No, this is a gender safe space. So
absolutely.
If you're a woman, shout out to your pussy or whatever. Thanks for giving me something for argument's sake to say the show's actually not misogynistic. There's there's a couple of them, one or two maybe, and we'll see you same time next week, plus or minus a day or two. Goodbye. Here's what we're gonna do it Ari Shaffir style. What he does is he starts recording his podcast and he doesn't tell you.
Oh, but you just told us.
Yeah, I know. It's the episode when it gets funny.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, so he waits until funny shit's happening and then he edits it there. But I'm not one of these work doing kind of guys.
So this is all the podcast.
Yeah, so it's already started. So if you're listening right now, there is nothing preceding. What I just said.
There's a lot of less funny than this stuff.
Yeah.
If you can imagine that.
Adam is gone for this episode, thank God.
We replaced him with a much funnier Jew.
Yeah.
Sam Morrill is here.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
You guys, here's what I think about.
Adam's
Democrats.
back, everyone.
Yeah.
Adam's back and he's being gay.
Yeah, he is.
Which is very
He really stunk it up on the last episode.
I just looked at your shirt and I realized you're wearing the same shirt from last night.
Oh, yeah.
Because that means you got laid.
Oh, yeah. We got head, baby.
It's interesting because I've been wearing the same shirt for probably 7 days. And it means the exact opposite.
Yeah, you got Martha's Vineyard and you got your little sea captain hat.
Yeah, dude. I'm on the Downeaster Alexa. The classic Billy Joel tune.
The Down syndrome Alexa.
What possessed him to write that song? Write a motherfucking. This is gonna be bad boat dudes. That's what I'm gonna imagine. I'm a boat dude.
Isn't he from Long Island?
Yeah.
No, he's from the Bronx, actually.
Oh, is he?
He lives in Long Island. Yeah,
He's from the Bronx, really?
Yeah.
You could be a little Jew in the Bronx.
He's Puerto Rican.
Like 20 years? How long?
Billy Joel's Puerto Rican.
How long has he written? He's Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Wilhelmo Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably wrote the soundtrack for some Disney movie that no one saw.
Yeah, that's
One of those Disney movies where it's like House Fans by Disney. They just
That Avenue Q money? That's smart. Broadway money?
Yeah.
I knew the kid who's, I think his dad contributed to that and he ended up murdering someone.
What the fuck?
He ended up murdering someone in Soho House and it was the front page of the Post for a year.
To Avenue
And I was like, I used to play ball with that guy. He was always nice to me. I guess he's not that nice. He strangled someone to death in a bathtub.
That's crazy. Did you think that was always inside of him, or maybe he flipped? I always wonder that. What if I murder somebody someday, and then I'm like, I guess I was always that guy.
I guess you just don't know.
I feel like it could happen to anybody. Something happens, and then you get pissed off, and you murder somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happens. You methodically kill small woodland creatures, work your way up to human until you're, comfortable. You start like a bunny rabbit, it and then like the whole deer. And
But that's not everybody, because a lot of these forensic files, a lot of people. How many people just kill for money?
Yeah,
it's like that, and it's like. By the way, no one ever died. If you fall down a flight of stairs, it was a murder.
No one, that's the most common
no one
motive.
falls down a flight of
That's
stairs.
the most common motive is like fucking financial shit.
And it's like I can't believe they think they're gonna get away with it. There's always like, oh, we took out a life insurance policy 2 weeks ago, and then Grandma just fell.
He went to the gun store and the insurance, and then got an insurance policy, and then our grandma had 18 shots in the back of her head.
You say who falls down the stairs, and that literally happened to my grandmother's friend.
Really?
Her lifelong friend. She went to nursing school with her in the 40s. They've known each other since.
What was
like
nursing school back then? It was just like,
I don't know how to like keep band-aids away from black people. Just make sure they don't get their hands on them. They'll dirty them up. Back then they reused band-aids.
Yeah, those were black people band-aids.
Yeah.
After white people gotta go.
Yeah.
You sent them to the.
But yeah, no, she had known her for like her whole life. It was her best friend, and her best friend was over like visiting at their house, and she had to go upstairs to like go to the bathroom or something, and so she's going up the stairs and like just misses her grasp, and she's like whoop whoop, and then in front of my grandma falls backwards and just just splits her fucking head open, and blood pouring out of her head.
Holy shit!
I was about to make a joke until you said blood pouring out of her head.
My grandma luckily doesn't listen to cum towns. Her friend dying. Oh yeah, it was a fucking nightmare.
That's awful.
Yeah, like she was in the hospital, and then the family was like kind of blaming my grandma and grandpa.
She left out the banana peel. You know?
Yeah. They're like, you just couldn't give up those damn bananas. You're 87 years old. You don't need to eat those bananas all day long.
Have you guys ever seen someone actually slip on a banana peel? It's one of the funniest things on earth.
I don't think I've
witnessed it. It was the best thing.
I saw a guy. I was doing that Bethesda Hyatt show, that Kurt Shackelford show. Me and Joe Robinson are out in the lobby talking, and there's like this guy who's like, he's like a big dude. He's a middle-aged dude. He's probably like 6'3", like 300-some pounds. And I just hear this like awful like kind of noise.
No.
And me and Joe look over, and they have these like marble stairs with like an edge like this, like a fucking 90-degree edge on each step. And I look over, and this guy's just face down. He looks like he's laying on the stairs. And it like takes a second. We're like, what the fuck? And then we realize he just tripped and went directly. And so I run over to him, and like I'm like, sir, are you okay? And he's just out cold. Holy shit! He's not responsive. And I hold his head and like go to roll him over. I'm making sure his neck doesn't shift at all. Like I know what the fuck I'm doing. But
it is kind of that is like the classic comedy that the guy's too fat to pull over.
Well, I start lifting him, and it's almost like someone like peeling duct tape off something. You just hear his skin, his head is peeling off the step. There's a deep groove, and blood just starts pouring out. I'm like, okay, whoa, I just like place him back, and as I'm like placing him back, he like comes to, and he's like, because he's making the sound a guy makes when he's knocked the fuck out, which is that like, where their breathing's all fucked up. And then he comes to, and he's like, he doesn't know where he is and shit. And I'm like, do you know what day it is? Blah blah blah. And he like asks his name, and then paramedics came and shit. But it was fucking like, it was frightening to see that.
I saw a crazy one once. This is insane. I was like walking just New York City. I was in 6th grade, walking down the street to get on the bus, and an old lady jumps out of a building and lands probably 5 feet in front of me.
Holy
and
shit.
Flat dead. And it was like, that made me think of it, because she just like, your mind plays tricks on you.
That's a way better story.
No, but just the idea that like they're just flat. She was flat down.
I saw a guy that needed 4 stitches, and then like had ice cream later that night.
Well, it's like you think you're in like on a movie set. Your brain's like protecting you from the trauma. So I was just like, oh, I'm in like Punk'd. That was a popular show when I was in 6th grade.
Still a popular show.
It's great.
So she just fucking did she like explode? Or was
No,
she just,
that's what was so fucked up. It's just she just like it was like splat, and you heard like and she was not instantly dead. I remember she was like oh, and I was like shit. So someone got her a blanket, and I was like, I don't think that's gonna do it. I don't think the blanket's gonna do it. But
and then what happens is a bunch of clowns came in one of those tiny ambulances, and they get the stretcher out, and they put the stretcher upside down. They get tied up in the stretcher.
Well, I remember being. This is the worst part of it. I remember being like, I was young. I was a little traumatized.
Yeah, of course.
And I remember calling a friend of mine and his mom was kind of crazy. And I was like, oh, I'll talk to him. It'll make me feel better. And I called him, and she picked up, and he wasn't home. And she just talked for like 20 minutes straight. She was like one of those self-involved, like awful people, where she was like, and then Martin did this, and then we did this, and then I was like, she's like, how was your day? It was like 20 minutes in the conversation. I was like, I just saw someone die. And she's like, all right, well, Elliot will be back shortly.
Oh my god, dude!
It was like no sympathy.
That's insane. I remember one time I used to hang out at my friend's house after school when I was in like junior high or whatever, and my mom worked at like a daycare center, so she'd be at work till like 7 p.m. I just wouldn't see her, wouldn't hear from her, and it was just like abnormal to hear from my mom like in the afternoon. I was over at my friend's house one time, and my mom calls that like my friend's mom is like, yeah, your mom's on the phone, and I pick up the phone and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, I need you to meet me at home right now. And I'm like, why? What's up? I'm not worried that I'm in trouble. Like my first thought is like, she found the pornography on the computer. I'm like, I'm going to jail. She found the pornography.
It was a good run.
Yeah, I got
like that scene in Blow.
She's like, I just need you to come home now. And I was like, why can't you tell me what's about? She's like, just come home. And so I hang up the phone and I'm like consulting with my friends. I'm like,
oh my god,
fuck, dude. She found there's got to be porn on there. Like she found porn on my computer. I'm like, fucked. It's like she knows I'm masturbating, which is illegal. I'm never gonna be allowed to jack off again. I'm like so worried about it. I'm like sick with work because like why the fuck is my mom home from work? Right now I'm like fuck. And then I get there and she's in tears and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. And she's like, Erica was driving home and she was T-boned by a truck and she's dead. And Erica was this like 19-year-old woman that like worked at the daycare center she worked at, who was always like super cool to me, and like I was legitimately sad about it afterwards, but at the time I was like, thank God. Like so much relief. I was like, boys, guess who's still jacking off?
By the way, Erica got teabagged by a car.
T-bone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God my mom didn't find those pictures of Sable topless from WWE.
She was great. WWE Divas.
Yeah. I used to beat off to a Newgrounds game where you could like put clothes on Britney Spears. It was like this Britney Spears nude, and you could drag the underwear off, and then you could beat off to it.
The Britney Spears fakes were great. I loved where she's like smiling so big, and it's just like some guy with a 14-inch dick is fucking her. She's just like her headshot, like her fucking promotional.
The fakest porn ever.
So good.
I love those, dude. Like the fake Sarah Michelle Gellar shit. She had like massive tits with her face. And you're like, all right, think this is fake.
It was so easy to beat off as a child, dude.
Dude.
Especially the guys that make fakes, and then they make like the shitty fakes, and then they put their like watermark on the bottom. It's like Brian's Nudes. .geocities.com. Check me out, guys.
I had, when I was in 6th grade, I had a porno magazine that I made and distributed to my high school. To my school. It's really true. It was called Play Amigo magazine, and a friend and I, is 100% true.
It's called Play Amigo?
It was a great run while it lasted. No, you know what happened? It was my friend.
That sounds like a Wii game. Where you like interact with some 5-year-old Hispanic boy. It's Play Amigo. We teach him how to read.
It was great.
It's like Dora for boys.
It'd be like 6 pages, and it would just be me finding websites of like that type of shit, and just printing it on my dad's printer. Color pages. I was using his money.
That was so much ink.
Yeah. So much ink. And I would sell it for like $6 an issue. And there was a couple kids that would buy every issue. And I got busted by like, I had a very gay teacher named Mr. Jones who passed away. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
And I remember he found the porn one day, and he was like, I'll just say it was lingerie. he was such a good sport.
That's hilarious.
So we never got taken down. I just I walked away from
I remember someone's brother got caught like looking at porn because he was doing the same thing where he printed out the pictures and like the printer ran out of ink while he was printing out porn, so he's just like forgot about it, and then his mom like replaced the ink in the printer, and the printer's like immediately just like a woman's pussy.
Yeah, just the bottom half.
Yeah. Oh, good
pussy.
Lord. Yeah.
Oh, we got a virus, Mom.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. You think like, oh, well, adults know all what that is, but like, people didn't really like suck dick or eat pussy until like the 80s or 90s. I'm serious. I'm not even
they
kidding.
sucked and fucked, dude.
No, they didn't suck dick.
true.
No, it is true. Hell yeah. Yeah, in like the 50s. I mean, if you go back to the 50s, that was like.
No, they were sucking and
They were
fucking.
sucking dick,
they
dude.
weren't.
The whole Kinsey thing. Come on.
That was later. That was in the 60s. That was during like free love and stuff. Like 50, like older. Yeah. I guarantee you your grandparents.
Like old Greek orgies and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 300
years ago, but I'm talking about in American culture and like conservative America in like the first half of like your grandparents, your granddad probably never put his dick in your grandmother's mouth. Maybe when he was in the war.
I don't believe
No,
that.
maybe when he was in the war over seas and he got sucked off by somebody over there. But like you don't put your dick in your wife's mouth. That was like the
In Lover's
disagree.
Lane, when
I
they're
hope that's
fucking
not
necking,
true.
they get a malt and then they go fucking over an overpass and they're fucking.
Those people didn't
making
fuck-
out.
yeah,
You don't
nah.
think they're getting their dick sucked? That's a you're definitely getting beaten off.
no.
What?
Yeah.
I think out of boredom back then, you at least tried. I think
Dude, they're
gotta be.
getting beaten off, dude.
Nope.
Well,
disagree.
we'll have to table this.
It was only
discussion.
P and V.
No, dude, they're in T-birds. You don't think they're getting sucked off in a T-bird?
No.
How are you gonna fuck in those little cars, dude?
They're not getting sucked off. I'm telling you, conservative 50s America. Look, I've read every one of Bill O'Reilly's books. He talks about it. He said, "I've never fucked," and it's because of the culture. It has nothing to do with me.
I wanted to fucking. I'm gonna do some historical research. I feel like I've seen porn from like black and white porn.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, people that produce porn were doing that, but I mean, like contemporary American culture.
Norms.
I'm not saying that blowjobs didn't exist.
Right.
I'm saying like the average American.
It wasn't the norm.
Yeah, an average, like the same way that most people don't fuck their wife in the ass these days.
What?
I mean, everybody fucks in the ass.
I'm
but
not a big anal sex guy.
No, I'll throw it in. I'll
It's
get
just
in
one
the
of
mix.
the, like, how about it's like pissing on your girlfriend's face.
Ah, okay.
That I like.
Yeah,
I mean, when she's running her
sure,
mouth.
I've done it. I've done it, but I mean, is it a thing that happens all the time? No.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, I want to talk about more about getting caught beating off because I had a fucking because my mom I grew up in this utopia where my fucking immigrant parents didn't use computers, so I was going fucking crazy, dude. I was like beating off to the strangest shit, and the first thing my mom found was the first time she learned fucking computers. I was on some vile shit. I just got a call from my mom and she was like, someone was on crackhoreconfessions.com. I was like, what are these crack whores? I was like, oh, I don't know, Mom. It's probably Nick and George. Just throw my little brothers under the bus.
Yeah.
It was just like,
that happened to me. I was like, me and my friends are going to the pool, and my friend Zach's stepdad is like, so, Nick, what's up with these Playboy magazines? And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, all these Playboy, and then Zach's like, oh, yeah, those are mine. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, Zach, you piece of shit. He blamed me.
Yeah,
He said it was my fault. Luckily, he copped to it at the last minute, but...
yeah, that's, I was beating off to some vile shit. Dude, LimeWire, did you ever beat off to
LimeWire